Hello there. Good morning. Welcome back, or welcome to. Chico, 1 second. Come on. Welcome back, or welcome to Yoga with Ciara. And Chico's just joined us. So I was just thinking there this morning, where's the wobble gone that was in balance? It's really intriguing how each month takes on a certain texture. And so, Grace, whenever I feel into it, I don't really know even what movements we're making. It's just this feeling of my rib cage and my arms, and I feel like a knife cutting through butter or something. There's this kind of yummy texture in me as I think of Grace. So yeah, what are you feeling about Grace? Um, yeah, what are the textures or the tones or the body senses, or what are you noticing that's different about Grace? I'm just intrigued. I'm intrigued to know how you're getting on. So come lie on your mat and we shall begin. Come, come. Go on. Go on. So lying on your back, your knees are bent and your feet are flat on the floor. And just begin by keeping your knees where they are and just roll onto the baby toe side of your feet and then the big toe side of your feet. So try and keep your knees where they are and try and roll your feet from side to side. So on the baby toe side, I can keep my knees easily where they are. But on the big toe side, my knees want to roll inwards. So just notice that. And then try baby toe side, big toe side, and don't let your knees move. So you're just mobilizing the ankles as you do this. And then let your knees travel all the way down, but begin the movement from your ankles. So let your ankle go and then let your knees follow. And then let your ankle come back and then let your knees follow. So let your ankles be what's pulling your legs from side to side. Does that even work? And so all these questions that we ask in our practice, it's not necessarily that they're the right answer, it's just more that we're exploring something. So how would you move your legs starting with your feet? Oh, so very confusing. How do you do this? Kind of happens. Yeah. Great, come back to center. Nice, squeeze your right knee up onto your chest and just roll your right foot when it's there. Just feeling the deep, full movement of your ankle. And then roll in the other direction. Nice, stretch your right leg up towards the ceiling, point your toes, flex your foot. Point your toes, flex your foot. And as you flex your foot, really feel like you're opening your toes as wide as they go. And then point your toes, squeeze them in, wide, squeeze them, and wide. Nice. Other side. Squeeze your left knee up towards you and roll your ankle. Roll in the other direction. I wonder, can you hear Yosef's cello? Nice. Stretch your leg up towards the ceiling. Point your toes. Flex your foot. Point your toes. Flex your foot. And really exaggerate the movement of your toes as you do this. Nice. Bring your foot to the floor. Super. Push your feet down. Roll up along your spine. Pushing your hips forward. And as you lower your bum, lift your arms. As you lift your hips, lower your arms. As you drop your bum, lift your arms. You can exaggerate the movement of your arms. So when your bum is down, you can drop your arms overhead. But listen to your shoulders, So maybe just go as far as you can still see your arms out of the corners of your eyes as you lift your hips and as you drop. So one of my shoulders, I always have to mind it a little bit more. So it doesn't want to go all the way to the floor today. It's very happy hanging out just where I can still see my arms. Just feel that in your body. How do you mind and care and tend to your body in this moment? How do you stay well and move? Such a big question. Make the movement smaller, make the movement slower, staying really deeply connected into your shoulders and your arms. One more time. Nice. Stay up, arms are long beside you, and then just begin to sway from the baby toe side, big toe side of your feet. And then begin to move your knees from side to side, using the edges of your feet to travel from side to side. So as I draw my knees from side to side, my bum is in the air, and I'm feeling the outside of my feet, the outside of my knees, the outsides of my hips. Just feel that. Nice. Lower your bum to the floor, lengthen your legs up towards the ceiling, or shake out your legs. Just feel that. Nice. Squeeze your knees towards you, hug them in, and just rock from side to side. So every year, this time of year, when I'm walking in the morning, some stage this morning, in the morning, sometime before 9 o'clock, I usually go out for my walk. Draw a circle with your knees. And I start to notice the light in such an incredible way. I just become obsessed with the light this time of year. And so I think the last 3 years now, I've done this thing which is sunrise, sunset. And I document how many days to the solstice, how many minutes difference between yesterday and today, and what time the sunrise is and what time the sunset is. And so, great, it started today. So it's 40 days to the solstice right now. So now do smiley knees. So draw your knees up towards the right, swing them back through the center and up towards the left. Just feeling the smiley shape across the back of your pelvis. Nice. Great. Roll all the way over and come up into your cat pose. All the way up. So in your cat pose, tuck your toes under and push back into your downward dog. Coming up onto your toes, drop down onto your heels, straighten through your legs. Come up onto your toes and then draw your heels back. Nice. Bend your knees so that your knees tap the floor. Lengthen back through your legs. Bend your knees, let them tap the floor. And lengthen back. And again, let your knees drop down. And then stretching back. Nice. Drop your knees to the floor. Round into your cat and begin to travel. So you're rounding deeply into your spine. Draw your bum back towards your heels and then arching your back and glide forward. You can bend your elbows or you can keep your arms straight. Rounding your back, traveling back, arching your back, traveling forward. So how do you make this a really powerful, graceful, deeply nourishing movement for your spine? So for me, I slow it down and I push deeper into my arms and my hands, and I feel a connection from my torso into the floor. Nice. Change direction. So you're traveling back, arching, and then you're rounding forward. So if you want to increase the strength of what you're doing, then as you travel forward, let your weight travel further than your hands, and then travel backwards from there. So if your shoulders don't like it, then don't go so deep. Keep deciding the depth of the movement that you create. Nice. Come back to the first one and rounding forward into your cat, or do the same movement in your dog. So rounding forward into a plank and then pulling back into your downward dog.
or else you're in your cat pose doing the rounding forwards and pulling back, rounding forward and arching back. Try the other way around, arching forwards, rounding back, arching forwards and rounding back. How wonderful. Walk forward. Just hang out there for a moment in a forward bend. Rolling up. Reach your arms wide. Listen to your shoulders as you reach because your arms are straight here. So reaching wide. Go slowly. Reaching up, looking up. Palms come to rest in front of your chest. So take your arm weights off. We're still in no arm weights in our sun salutations. We're just building up to it. Only on day 11. We've got so long. It's just amazing. So cool. Like there's over 2 weeks to go in this. So we're just building all the time, building strength, building the flow of where we'll go. So standing at the front of your mat, lift your heels a little bit off the floor and squeeze your bum and just have a sense of balancing or being connected, and then reach your arms wide. You've no weights on. You've taken your weights off. And then reach your arms up. Your heels are lifted off the floor. Maybe look up and just feel that through the body and keep that connection, and then let your heels land. But just keep that length and connection. Bending your elbows, bending your knees, coming down. Hands to the floor, forehead to your knees. Hands high on your shins, lift your chest and really arch your back. So squeeze your shoulders back. It's like the back of your head is trying to come down towards your sacrum behind you. Nice. Hands to the floor. Step your right foot back. Pausing there. Nice. Step back into your plank. Pausing there. Knees to the floor. Belly to the floor. So bring your elbows underneath your shoulders. Interlock your fingers. And lift your bum. No. Lift your toes, squeeze your bum, look way down the beach. Widen your collarbones as much as you can. Pull your shoulder blades down into your body. Nice. And then rounding your back. Tuck your toes under. Lift your belly as high as you can away from the floor. Nice. Other way around. Looking way down the beach. How high can you lift your toes? Widen your shoulder blades. And then the other direction. Lifting your belly as high as you can, pushing your elbows into the floor. And just flow from one to the other. One to the other. Nice. Hands to the floor, pushing back into your cat. Push back into your downward dog. Step your right foot forward. So you have loads of different options on how to step your right foot forward. You can bring your knees down. You can fling your foot forward. You can fling your foot forward. You can rise up and step your foot forward. So just see, what do you do? Lengthen your back leg. Turn your back foot at a 45-degree angle. And pull your right elbow back. So it's really pulled back and deep, rising up into bow and arrow. Pause there. Shoulders away from your ears. Glide that right elbow back even more. Reaching through the left hand like it's trying to touch something in front of you. Nice. Slowly coming down. Right hand comes to your knee. Left hand to the floor. Pause there. And then rise again. Pulling back into lawnmower with the right elbow. Left hand reaches forward. Turn your palms towards the ceiling and then come into slingshot. Reach your right hand forward. Left elbow comes back. Bend your front knee more. Again, elbows really gliding back and right hand is really reaching forward. Nice. Both hands to the floor. Step forward. Hands to the floor, forehead to your knees. Slowly rolling up. Reach your arms wide, palms come together. Palms come to rest in front of your chest. Nice. Other side. So, lift your heels off the floor so they're floating. And squeeze your bum, engage through the core and your legs. And then slowly lift your arms up towards the ceiling. Heels are floating, maybe looking up. Feel the deep lower belly engaging. Squeeze your bum a little bit more. Keep that engagement. Drop your heels to the floor. Nice. Bending your elbows, bending your knees, coming down. Hands to the floor, forehead to your knees. Hands to your shins. Lift your chest and look forward, really high on your shins. Really push your chest forward, squeeze your shoulders back. Hands to the floor. Step your left foot back. Pause. Step your right foot back. Pause. And so, even though we're pausing, how do you stay connected into the movement of this? This is moving, even though you're still. Knees to the floor, belly to the floor. Nice. Elbows underneath your shoulders. Rise. And drop your head, lift your belly. And just begin to travel from arching and rounding. So if you want to try the stronger level of this, bring your hands to the floor beside you, arching. And then as you round, you push back into your cat. It's so much stronger on your shoulders, so be careful. You round down, and then you arch. And then you round up. Cat pose. Rounding down, arch. And rounding up. Everyone push back into your cat. Push back into your downward dog. Have a bit of a wiggle. Nice. Step your left foot forward, whatever way you do. Stepping it forward. Turn your back foot at a 45-degree angle. And pull your left elbow back into bow and arrow. I've made a fist of the left hand and slowly rising up. Pause there. Left elbow's pulling back. Shoulders are away from the ears. Right fingers are reaching further and further forward. So even though there is movement here. How would you get taller, get wider, more connected, softer in your strength? Slowly lower your fingers to the floor. Left hand to your knee, right hand to the floor, and then rise. Connecting. Turn your palms towards the ceiling, and then slingshot. Pull your right elbow back. Reach your left hand forward. Feel the dynamic of the elbow pulling back and the hand reaching forward. Cool. Both hands to the floor. Step forward. Rounding forward. Head comes down. Slowly rolling up. Reach your arms wide. Palms come together. Palms come to rest in front of your chest. So come sit on the floor. Stretch your legs out wide. So bring your baby toe sides of your feet down. And then bring the big toe sides of your feet down. Baby toes. Big toes. Baby toes. Big toes. And then try both. So either I bend my knees to get my baby toes and big toes down. So try just bending your knees to get your toes down to the floor. My bum stays on the floor as I bend my knees, so something has to give. Or keep your legs straight. They get stuck unless you lift. So if I turn my toes towards the right, if I lift my left bum, don't do that. Keep your legs straight and wind your pelvis to move your legs. I love this. So cool. Nice. Come into soles of your feet together, knees apart. Hold on to your shins, sit up tall. And just feel your morning in your body or your evening. So lovely last night. The hybrid yoga classes are on, so in person and in Zoom. And so I met loads of people I'd never met before, but that who've been coming to my morning yoga for a year. Yeah, it's quite amazing how the feeling of knowing people and yet not knowing people, it's amazing. So thanks. It was really such a pleasure to meet both of you. And then people that I know who are doing it with me, who are telling me how, like when they do it in their day, and oh, so beautiful. Keep pulling on your shins, sitting up tall. Can you lengthen the front of your belly as you draw your shoulders away from your ears? Get taller, get wider, get bigger. Really inhabit your space. And can you be in your whole body right now? Nice. So come lie on the floor. Just rest down. Lie on the floor, knees are bent. And great. Day 11 of grace. So we have so much time. It's really quite lovely. So much time to adventure and discover and really work out what grace means to us. So tell me what it means to you so far. What do you like? Nice. I like it all. So great. Tell me. It'd be great to hear from you. And I'll see you all tomorrow. Great. Ciao, ciao.